Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager, and we are in a really good place right now with our challenge mode career. We're heading to France for round 12 at the Circuit Paul Ricard, and we're coming off the back of 2 wins in a row. Not quite sure how we've managed to achieve that. We kind of had a little bit of a lucky break at Silverstone with Verstappen having a qualifying penalty, because if he'd started on pole where he would normally have started, he would have won that race, I think. But we qualified high and we drove well and we got a 1-2, which was just phenomenal. We managed to hold off, Verstappen at the end, and it was tight, but it was a tense race, and we did it. We got our first win, got a 1-2. And then we went to Austria last night, and Felipe crashed and actually clipped Freddie in the process and damaged his car. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And yet somehow we managed to pull out another win. Freddie pulling out a storming drive and beating Verstappen in a straight up race, for the last 20 something laps. So somehow our car and our drivers are just working supremely well and performing much better than they should be doing. And I'm not going to complain in the slightest, but I'm very wary that the bubble is probably going to burst soon, and I think this might be the circuit that's going to burst that bubble. This is a very tricky circuit in the sense that it's very fast. You can't really do much in the way of fuel saving at the start, so you can't really take any fuel out. You can't really push the tyres because they wear out so quick that you just drop off the pace and you fall off the back of the cars that you're chasing. This is a tricky one. So yeah, I just don't know how it's going to go here. Plus, we did take some big damage with Felipe's car. Brand new engine and a brand new gearbox and a brand new ERS module in his car, and the gearbox was completely written off after just 20 laps. And the engine took a huge hit, and so did the ERS module as well. So those are already very damaged components, which is not great. We'll have to make do with what we've got. How you doing, Marcel? How you doing, Jason? Mr. Water, good to see you guys. Let's see, we do have a warning here. Missing car parts. I think, if I remember rightly, we did actually go ahead and start development on the parts that we needed. Yes, chassis are on the way. Okay, so that'll replace the missing parts that we need. Let's advance some time. That's a spare front wings taken care of, and a spare rear wing as well. Has that chassis come through yet? Yes, it has. Okay, so let's go to the warehouse, and we can... Oh, no, it's not there yet. It's still in development, or still in manufacturing. Right, there we go. There's the chassis. So let's go add that to the car. There we go. Replace the one that got written off in the last race. And it's now race day. So let's have a look at race prep. We'll start off with the circuit info. It's going to be a dry weekend. So we've got a little bit of clouds on Friday, some heavy cloud on Saturday, but no rain, and then clear skies on Sunday. Here's our track breakdown. So as you can see, a lot of fast sections on this track. The DRS sections, the start straight, and then the long straight, the first half of that long straight that's broken up by the chicane halfway down on the back. Where is our car in terms of the rest of the grid going into this Grand Prix? Is anyone bringing upgrades? I think we're pretty much in the same position we were last time out, so that's encouraging. Let's set some targets. The incentive is to get into Q2 with both cars. That should be easy. I'm going to go both cars in the top 10. And I'm going to go both cars in Q3, as that's the same as both cars in the top 10. There we go. Finish position, one car in the top 14. We should easily be able to manage that. I am going to go for the fastest lap here. We've nailed the fastest lap at Silverstone. We could have gone for it at Austria, but I didn't want to risk the win. But yeah, I think we can spare a lap to really push for the fastest lap. The new quali streak is 2 in the top 10 for 5 races. We've got the first race of that done. New finish position streak because we failed to achieve both cars finishing last time out. But I think we actually ended the streak last time by completing it. It was just one car finishing in the top 14. So we're starting a brand new streak today. And let's go to the circuit.
It's Grand Prix time here in Le Castellet. The very first horseless carriage race was organised in France in 1894. Since then, well, the carriages have only gotten faster. For the Grand Prix here, Paul Ricard boasts a fine collection of low, medium and high-speed corners. The scene curve is taken at breakneck speed, right before heavy braking at Beausset. This is an all-rounder test for cars and drivers alike. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. Let the weekend begin!
Okay, so let's have a look at setups for this Grand Prix. We're going to start, as we usually do, because we don't have a reserve driver to run, with hard tyres. And we only want to run 16 laps here, because it is quite a long lap. Oh, that's the one I've just done, isn't it? So, there we go, 16, and the pace settings. Let's take a look at the sliders. So that is Freddie's sliders. Let's take a look at Felipe's. They're pretty similar. Let's just have another quick look at Freddie's again. Yeah, slightly less downforce suggested on this one. So I'm going to try an 11 rear wing on this one, and we'll go with... Oh, actually, is that going to fit? It's not going to fit. Let's go with an 11.5 on this one. We'll go... We'll go 5.5. 11.5. We'll go with a 4.6. A 3.4. And a 0.55. So let's give that one a go. And then for Felipe, we'll actually try an 11 on his rear wing. There we go. And we'll go 5.5 on his fronts. A 3.7 on his roll bar. A 3.45. And a 0.75. There we go. So let's give those a try. We just need to put in some practice parts now. So let's put in the most worn out components that we have. And that gearbox is still good for a run. And so is that one. There we go. So we are ready to go.
Radio check. Radio check. Green light, green light.
So, I mean, if we can keep the streak going and get a third win tonight, that would be phenomenal. But realistically, I just don't think that's going to happen here tonight. We got a little bit of luck, as I said earlier, at Silverstone, and we kind of got a little bit of luck despite the retirement at Austria as well. Multiple safety cars last night, 3 safety cars and a VSC towards the end, which really neutralised the race for us in the closing laps. That VSC gave us a breathing room with about a lap and a half, holding the gap at 6.5 seconds, allowed us to just back off for the last couple of laps and take it easy. Plus Verstappen spun, which is what caused the VSC. So yeah, that was fantastic. We had a straight up fight with him for 22, 23 laps, and he's the one who buckled rather than us, which I was really impressed with the way Vesti's been driving this season. He's definitely been coming into his own as his pace stats have been improving.
Coming in or doing any more?
Got a 90 setup for him to start. That's a pretty good baseline. Let's have a look at Felipe. 77. Oh, that's going to need a lot of work. That's going to need a better rear wing and probably a change to the roll bar as well. Okay, for some reason, Felipe is going out to do another lap. This is one of those circuits where, like Miami, the AI can just, for some reason, stop you from boxing. It's really frustrating, really annoying when it happens. So we need to drop the front wing down, so let's go to a 5 on the front wing. Is that going to be enough? Maybe. Let's go to a 5.5 here. Let's go to a 3.3 here. And is that 0.75 or 0.25? That looks like a 0.25. Can't be, surely. Oh no, yeah, 0.25. That looks like it might fit. If I pull that back a touch more. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll give that a try. There we go. So, just to straight confirm those changes. Evening, Eric. Tonight we're at Paul Ricard, the French Grand Prix. Let's see if Felipe will actually box this lap. Yes, he will. Okay, let's see what changes we need to make here. It's going to be some pretty substantial ones. We do need to change the rear wing, so we'll do that. We also need to change the roll bar, so let's go with a 4.6. We need to probably change the camber and try and balance it out with a bit of toe. That's not enough of a change on the roll bar now. Okay, let's go to a 5.5. Actually, let's go back to a 3.7 for a second, wait. It's not going to be a 2.8, surely. I've never had a 2.8 before. Yeah, let's go to a 5.5. Let's pull that back a touch. Bring that back in. It's not inconceivable it might be that way. There we go. I'm going to go with that and give that a try. So let's confirm that setup change. No reserve drivers from the AI for this session. There goes Vesti. And there goes Freddy. Felipe. I always get those two names mixed up. I know exactly who I'm talking about, but I just throw out the wrong name every time. It's because I've got two drivers who both names start with an F. Keep getting them mixed up. Alright, so hopefully these changes will give us the better setups. Oh, Felipe with another wide. Again, that is slightly concerning. He had 3 incidents in practice and then went off in the race at Austria. If he has more incidents in practice here, that could be a portent of things to come, and I really hope that's not the case.
I think someone's run wide.
Okay, so 97%. We have improved Vesti's car. That is almost spot on now. Just need to make another little minor tweak and we'll be there. Let's see what we can do with Felipe. He's also 97. Excellent. So a very, very big recovery on that one, considering he was at 77 after his first run. And there we go. That's the session over. So there we go. The Red Bull's looking pretty quick again. Sergio faster than Max this time. Again, it's practice. We can't really read too much into it, but it's interesting to see. Let's have a look at what change we need to make. It's just the front wing. We've already dialed that back once. I'm going to push it back the other way again. And then dial everything back this way and see if that actually does fix it. Drop the pace. Let's see, because if it's just a single run, we're going to go with 24 laps of fuel. That's probably a little bit too much, but you know, better more than less. We'll throw on mediums for this session. So once again, we'll go 24 laps, drop the pace, and what change do we need to make here? This time it is the camber we need to tweak. Which way do I want to go on that? Let's go that way. Let's see if that fixes that. How hard is it to be an F1 manager? Once you know what you're doing, not very. It's a pretty easy game once you know understand the mechanics. It's something they definitely need to improve on for the next iteration. It needs to be more difficult. It starts off really tough, but it's very easy to catch up with car development. Especially if you know what you're doing with car development. I mean, as kind of proof of that, we're racing with Aston Martin, who were the second worst team on the grid last season. And we replaced both Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel with 2 rookies straight out of F2. And this season we've just won 2 races in a row. And we're regularly running in the top 10. So, yeah, it kind of gives you an example, even with restrictions on what we can do with car development that I've added in as optional extra rules. Yeah, if you know what you're doing, it's not that hard. Of course, there's a difference between winning races here and there and winning championships, but like I said, we're still running rookies, effectively. And we're competitive. So next season, assuming the trend continues, we should be challenging for wins on a consistent basis, maybe even challenging for the titles. Which is too quick a turnaround, especially for these 2 drivers. If they were established, experienced drivers, you could maybe understand it, but might have to make the rules next season even harder. Limit car development even more. Alright, there we go. That's a 100% setup for Freddie's car. So that is perfect and good to go. We just need to complete his track knowledge now. And same for Felipe. He is also at 100. So once again, just need to complete his track knowledge and then we are ready. Alright, that is about enough. Let's call in Felipe. Get Freddie one more lap. There we go.
Gearbox is getting one.
Once again, he did not pit. I think I actually cancelled his call-in. I think he was due to pit and I told him to stay out without realising. There we go.
Copy. So make sure you get your pit limiter as you come in the pit lane.
Also, if there is no audio included in the next game that says, "Okay, Lewis, it's hammer time," I will absolutely throw a big hissy fit. I can't believe that's not in this game in some way, shape or form. All the audio that they've added in of conversation between the drivers and their engineers, and hammer time is not in there. It's just a disgrace.
I think we've had a car run wide.
There we go. Time for final practice. So, softs for this run. We are going with 18 laps. That should be enough, I think. Can always extend by an additional lap if I need to. And off we go.
Radio check. Radio check.
It should be green now.
Let's get them to look after the car. Yeah, they're scheduled to stop around about the half-hour mark. We want them to just go over that, so we might have to get them to do an extra lap. Perez looking very quick again. He's on the same tyres as Verstappen again as well. Is Max just in traffic? Oh, Perez is tucked up right behind Max, that's why. That's why he's so much faster. He's getting slipstreams. There we go. He's got through now, so we should see Verstappen put in a faster lap. In fact, no, Verstappen was just slower. So is Perez going to be the driver that we have to fight against next time out? We didn't quite go long enough. I forgot to... Whoops. I forgot to extend their run. Let me just send them out for 3 laps. Just to make sure they have half an hour of running. That way we'll get the full experience bonus for them. Which of course we desperately need to boost their stats. Get them leveled up a bit. There we go. Extra few laps for Vesti, extra few laps for Felipe. And we're done. Just gotta sit out the clock now. And then we can see Verstappen is starting to put in some much better times on those newer tyres and in clear air. Perez is still faster though. Well, he's kind of stuck in a big wedge of traffic right now. There's Hamilton. Hamilton's stuck behind Stroll, so we can't really get an indication of his pace yet. He's through now. Let's see what he can do on a clear lap. It's definitely faster than Stroll.
Sounds like a
Lapping about the same as Russell. His tyres are wearing out by the look of it. Yeah, tyres are gone. So, we're going to be in direct competition with Mercedes from now on, as opposed to Alpine. That's our new rival, as we are hunting them down for 3rd place in the Constructors. So that's our target for today, is to beat the 2 Mercedes drivers. And let's see if Hamilton can actually turn his form around. He's had a shocking season so far. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, Felipe got a 3-place penalty for going off and hitting Freddie as he came back on the track. Okay. If that is the case, and I'm already going to have a penalty, and I've already wiped out some parts from the last race. Let's see, I've only got 1 brand new engine left, so I'm going to take a new engine Gonna have plenty of spare parts. ERS modules. I'm gonna need another ERS module as well. That one's only got like 2 races in it before it's toast. So, well, not toast, but you know, damaged. So I'm gonna need a new ERS module as well. Gearboxes, I'll be fine. I should be fine with those gearboxes. So we'll put that gearbox on. But it does mean we are going to start Felipe at the back of the grid. Actually, no, this is going to be a second penalty. He might start. He won't start necessarily at the very back, but he'll certainly probably have a 10-place penalty. 2 5-place penalties for the 2 new parts. I've already got the new ERS on. That's good. So let's sort out Freddy's car now. 78 engine, yeah, we'll run that here. Actually, no, I'm going to run this one here. We'll run that ERS and we'll go with that gearbox. So, wherever Felipe qualifies, he's going to take some penalties. Hopefully, it will mirror the real life rules, where the first penalty for a part is a 10-place penalty, and any subsequent penalties for any subsequent parts of the same type become 5 places each. So that would only be a 10-place in total rather than a 20-place penalty. But we shall have to see if it's going to actually mirror that. Let's get through Q1. Very, very close between our 2 drivers. Yeah, Freddy's definitely upping his game right now. We're not going to run again. We're actually faster than the Ferraris right now, which is pretty awesome. See what Perez does. Perez goes a couple of tenths faster than Verstappen, so he has got the legs on Max this weekend. Okay, given that we are 3 tenths off Max and half a second off Perez, it's going to be very hard to stay with the Red Bulls here. But we can compete with the Mercedes, and we can compete with the Ferraris. That is excellent. So let's do a scrub run at the start of the session and see if that's enough. Now that we've broken in those new parts, we're going to take them out so we don't wear them out too much. We'll go with an 81 engine, I think. No, we'll go with the brand new engine. We'll go with the 99 engine. We will change out the ERS module though. This one has got 1, maybe 2 races in it, so we'll use it for this one. And the gearbox was fine. Let's see what we can do on scrubs.
Radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, we have got an Alpine in the way. That is not ideal, so I'm going to have to speed these guys up a bit. Make sure I clear that car. Actually, no, I think we'll be okay. It's just only our scrub run. If anything, it might even help Freddy a little bit. No, yeah, he definitely got held up a bit there. I'm expecting big improvements, so I think just to be on the safe side, we're going to have to run again on a set of brand new tyres. Or maybe not. Let's have a look. We are half a second faster than Magnussen. Who's in the bottom? No, Leclerc's in the bottom. Yeah, I'm not convinced that I'm safe with Vesti. I'm probably safe with Felipe, but I'm going to run them both again anyway, just to be sure. So, brand new set of tyres. Let's see what we can achieve. It's a decent first sector for Freddy. He has improved. Felipe hasn't even got to the end of the lap yet. No improvement in the middle sector. No slipstream this time, but he should be much better in the final sector. As Felipe is underway on his flying lap now. Around the last corner. And it is a 3/10 improvement for Freddy. Okay, Felipe is up in the first sector. Oh wow, look at the pace of Perez there. That's scary pace. Oh, he was tucked right in behind one of the Mercedes, no wonder. Got a really nice slipstream all the way down that back straight. Didn't get a middle split time for Felipe for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see what he does across the line. Maybe it was the same. And he improves and goes faster than the two Mercedes, but only just. Yeah, there might be a ceiling on just how far up the grid Felipe can recover. Doesn't really have much of a pace advantage over the Mercedes here. Right, one run on a new set of tyres. Let's see what we can do in this final session. And then hope it's only a 10 place penalty and not a 20 place penalty. Otherwise I'm wasting a set of tyres here.
Green light, green light.
It just makes me think, do I give Freddie the slipstream because he's going to start in the top 10, or do I give it to Drogovic to get him as high up the grid as possible so that he doesn't drop down too far? I think I'm going to give it to Freddie. I think Freddie is going to need it more. Let's get a little bit of separation from the rest of the field. There we go. So we'll tell him not to try and overtake. He'll stay tucked up behind. And hopefully he will benefit from Felipe's extra pace. Why did I choose Aston Martin? Because we already had a career mode going with Williams, and so the next hardest team to run would be Aston Martin. Plus we'd already done a Haas one as well, so yeah, it was the hardest of the teams available that we hadn't already tried. Alright, here we go with the hot lap. Which teams are the best to manage? Ferrari and Red Bull. They've got the best cars, you know, and they've got really strong drivers. If you know what you're doing, you can win the World Championship with Mercedes in your first season, but it's tough. Hell, you can win the World Championship with McLaren in your first season if you really know what you're doing. I have done that once with Norris. Alright, so can we get ahead of Russell and Hamilton? Only 6th for Freddie, but ahead of the Ferraris, who are way off the pace here. Oh, wow. Was not expecting Ferrari to be that far off the pace. So now we just have to wait and see just how big a penalty Felipe is going to get. Could be, as I say, could be 10 places, could be 20. I really hope it's only 10.
Race day has arrived and the time has come for these drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel.
There was some astonishing work from Aston Martin during qualifying, and their drivers are now poised to have a very strong race start. We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. We've been having sunny weather here today, but there are some clouds looming that might complicate things for teams further down the line.
Absolutely right. So brace yourself for a fantastic conclusion to the French Grand Prix.
Okay, so strategy, it's going to be hards to mediums for Freddie. And for Felipe, do I start in the mediums to try and move up? No, I'll go hards to mediums for Freddie as well, for Felipe as well, because there's a chance that he might be able to play spoiler if anyone in front starts on. Oh, he's starting 20th. So the game does not mimic real life rules. That is, in this instance, that is frustrating. In that case, I am going to take a lap of fuel out of Freddie's car. Felipe's car. Freddie, I'm not going to. He's going to need that extra fuel. There is a chance that Felipe might get lapped, given the pace of those Red Bulls. Just gives me a little bit more options to stay with the front runners with Freddie. Felipe is going to be spending a lot of time trying to slip past on the straights, so he's going to spend a lot of time tucked up. I am going to go aggressive off the line and see if that helps. And let's go racing.
Quite a few clouds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid. Aston Martin there. A top 10 position today, but will they be able to capitalise on it? There's the second Aston Martin. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid. And we're just moments away now. This is it. It's time for the French Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
So Perez is starting on the mediums. Looks like everyone else at the front is starting on hards. Yes, they are. So we've got to be careful that Perez doesn't try and break away. Felipe's up 2 places already.
You're doing a good job.
Oh, we've got a crash already.
Aston Martin took a chance and it's paid off. Let's have a look.
Oh no, someone's hit Freddie. Or has Freddie hit someone? Freddie's hit someone. He's hit Hamilton. God damn it. We've got a safety car.
It's a collision.
Now I kind of wish... that's a penalty for... Oh, Vesti's out. What? How is he out? Oh, this is disaster.
We need to retire the car.
Yeah,
Man.
To back off.
Well, at least I'm going to be able to save that fuel.
yeah, take it easy.
Oh yeah, Farrow would love that. He'd love the fact that I took Hamilton out on the first lap. Don't tell him. He declared Vesti a national hero. But this is the worst possible scenario for us because now we've got one driver in the field and he's at the back of the grid and the other one's out completely. I don't even know how much damage was done to his car. It didn't even look that big a crash. Not sure how that would have caused such a big shunt. And of course, Vesti's now going to have a penalty in his next Grand Prix, which is Hungary. That's not too bad. Hungary, we can kind of work with that. I think Hungary is actually easier to work your way through the grid than here, simply because of the pace of the car and the way the circuit flows. This is very hard to overtake. Just simply because you tend to get long DRS trains here. So let's look at a different strategy. Could I realistically go medium? It'll be tight, but I can just about make that work. Question is it going to be fast or not? It's not taking into account the pit stop. And if I do this now, I mean, the mediums are going to be faster, but they're going to be a lot less durable. I don't know. I don't know whether to risk it or not. If we were another 5 or 6 laps into the race, I would probably do it. But it's so early. I just don't know if the mediums are going to hold on enough. They're going to be dead at the end of each stint. I think we'll stick with what we're on. Let's adjust this so that if we do get another safety car in a few laps, we're kind of prepared. We are going to get another lap. But that was my opportunity to make the switch if I wanted to, because the safety car's going to come in at the end of this lap, so I'll drop about 20 seconds off the back of the pack if I were to box at the end of this lap. So there's no point doing it. Good news is we've saved over half a kilo of fuel already. We can probably save about a kilo under normal racing conditions, so it's possible we might not have to do any fuel saving at all as a result of this safety car. If we get another one, we definitely won't need to.
Safety car will be in this lap.
And who knows what will happen with safety cars. We had so many last night. Yeah, there's always something happening in one of these races that we do. It's never straightforward, or very rarely straightforward. But that is a lot of sponsorship goals broken. That's the finish position streak done. That's the finish position done. Possibly my chance at fastest lap done as well. I don't know.
And when we restart overtaking, we'll be from the control line. Stop it. We think we can lean on the tyres more.
Yeah, copy.
No saving required.
Yeah, copy.
Great dive up the inside of Stroll there. Can we get a run on Vettel here?
Good job.
Yes, we can.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Good job.
What about Albon? Can we do Albon as well? Not quite. Albon's getting that slipstream.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Maybe coming out of the chicane we can get him. Ooh, excuse me. There we go. We've got him coming out of the chicane.
Okay, good job.
And we're up to 13th. We know we've got top 3 pace in this car with Felipe behind the wheel. In theory. Perez is already sprinting. And we're about to make a move on Gasly here.
Energy if you need it.
Yeah, copy.
Go on, up the inside, up the inside. Good lad. Use the battery. Can we get a run on Bottas as well?
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Not quite. Now we can. Beautiful stuff. And Felipe's up to 11th. Evening, Anthony. Now we need to calm down on the battery usage because we haven't got a huge amount left. Oh, looks like he's having a look at the inside. What's going to become the outside around here for Magnussen. Not going to get the move done there. Let's try and get a little bit of battery saved. What have you missed? Vesti hit Hamilton on the first lap. Brought out a safety car. Drugovich was starting at the back of the grid because of the crash last night. I decided, you know, what with his qualifying penalty, to just get him a new engine in the RS unit, and Yeah, he got 2 places at the start, and then after what, 4 or 5 corners, Hamilton and Vesti were both out, and the safety car was out. And we've just stormed our way through from 18th to 11th in the last couple of laps. And Perez is gone already. Russell under pressure from Verstappen. I'm just having a couple of cool down laps to get the battery recharged before we start pushing again. Can't leave it too long or else that gap to Ocon and Alonso is going to get too big. So I'm probably going to have another little push at the start of this next lap.
Use energy.
Yeah, copy.
Got a yellow flag in sector 1.
That's a spin! We can take a look now. Okay, here's the Ferrari. They spun the car! What a disaster!
Well, I don't have to worry about the gap to the Alpines anymore. And we get Magnussen here. We've nailed 3 drivers here, and, well, technically 4 if you include Hamilton, where Vesti nailed him on the apex of that corner.
Doing a good job, keep pushing.
Just stalling a little bit because we didn't have the slipstream. Coming back on the inside of the corner though. Oh, that's beautiful.
This is P10.
Can we immediately make a move on Ricciardo? That would be sweet if we can.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
He's going for it. He's going for it. Good lad. Djokovic is driving like a man possessed tonight. He feels he's got something to make up for after last night. Didn't quite have enough battery left to complete the move.
This is good, come on.
So we're now just outside the points. Oh, what a move. Just switch back to the inside beautifully there. It's into the DRS. We might lose the position to Ricciardo here. Yeah, no battery. Alright, so we're just going to have to charge for a good 2 or 3 laps now and be careful we don't get
Still a lot to
jumped
play
by
for.
Magnussen in the process.
McLaren gain a position.
But he's definitely looking racy here. Right, what pace is Norris doing? He's doing a 135, 38.5s. It's about what this group's doing. We've got the pace to go a little bit faster than this, but can't get into the clean air to use it at the moment. And it's definitely a spot we've got to be wary of while we're charging. Coming off the final turn. And off the chicane halfway down the back straight. It's a great place to attempt an overtake. Oh, someone locked up. It's Magnussen. Lucky he didn't tag us. That would have been really bad if both our cars would be out.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
But that gives us breathing room. We don't have to drive defensively now, which means we can stay tucked up on the gearbox of Ricciardo. We won't have to pull out of the slipstream to defend. That's going to make charging easier and may even give us an opportunity to sneak an overtake as well. Ferrari's just not quick here. Is that another lockup? It is. That's one of the Alpines. Alonso's gone. It's just everyone's throwing themselves off the track again.
Was that a lockup on the track? Here's the replay. Now watch this. Here's Alonso's car. They've locked up, but
locked up his front left.
Much worse. And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
So we're now one place off the points. This has been a hell of a drive already from Felipe. If he can get himself anywhere near the podium, that's going to be phenomenal. That'll be drive of the season. Oh, now Felipe's locking up. Oh, and he's going to lose a load of positions.
They've locked up and gone straight on.
All that hard work. He's going to go to the back of the grid.
Let's see what
Ah, God
Let's have a
damn
look.
it.
This was the Aston Martin.
What are you showing me this replay for? That's a... What? Oh, man. This is just turning into a nightmare race. This is karma for us winning 2 races back to back. It's like, oh, you're doing better than you should. Slap. The only saving grace, I suppose, is that we have got pace. So we can fight our way back up, but now we're fighting to try and get back up to 8th and get a point out of this Grand Prix, because anything beyond that is just not going to happen, I don't think. I'm not even sure we can actually make 8th. I'm certainly going to have to stop charging. Probably going to have to start burning this battery, actually, to just catch up to Fernando.
Energy if you need it.
Okay, copy.
Oh, we're now 33 seconds off the lead. 27 seconds off the podium. 26 seconds off, yeah. Oh dear. That's a shocker. Well, there's the fastest lap. One 1:36.7. Certainly faster than everybody in front. I'm having to empty the battery again to do it, but I want to get up to the back of Alonso as quick as possible. And that is about all I can do. Otherwise I'm going to have no DRS nor no battery for the rest of the lap. Make sure we get that DRS
Yeah, copy.
across the line. Kind of glad I didn't start on the mediums now, because it would have wasted them completely. Another lockup. It's Magnussen again. He just about kept that one going there.
And that's a lockup.
Everyone's struggling
Let's
here.
take a look at the replay. Now just focus on the Haas. Oh, they've lost it. They've locked up.
Oh, that's a big bump over the curbs. If that doesn't do enough floor damage, nothing will.
The team are really disappointed with that.
It's dangerous driving at the back of the grid. You can just get torpedoed by anybody. If we had a full battery, we could really capitalise on this situation with Alonso putting so much pressure on Magnussen, who can't get past his own teammate, let alone past the Williams of Stroll and Zhou. But we don't have any battery to try and capitalise on this. I'm actually going to save the tyres a little bit.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yeah.
We're stuck doing much slower pace than we're capable of. We're not in a position to try and do an overtake yet, so we'll just ease off a little bit of the tyre wear if we can. Hell, I might even try and save a bit of fuel as well.
Save fuel.
Yeah.
Just give me some more options for later in the Grand Prix. It's really hard not to be completely disheartened right now. Coming into this Grand Prix off the back of two phenomenal results. Strong performance in qualifying. Lead driver goes out on the first lap, not even completing the first sector. Other driver storms his way through the middle of the field and locks up and ends up at the back again. And we're now about to start lap 18. Due to stop on lap 32. That may change a little bit. Another car goes off. Oh, that's the other Alpine. That's Ocon and Bottas.
Yellow.
Let's take a closer look. Watch this. There's Leclerc. They're forced wide, and there we can see them slide off.
I thought there was coming together between the others as well. Maybe not. But yeah, we would do a result like this at some point.
It's good.
You know, I'm amazed our drivers haven't had a race like this already this season. They've performed so well. I suppose a little bit of complacency has crept in. Got to remember they are still young drivers. They're still statistically the worst drivers on the grid in terms of their overall ranking. Alright, that's enough fuel saving.
No saving required.
Copy.
Oh, and a spin. Come on, Felipe. Don't do this to me, please. Oh, God. What is going on tonight?
Pick up the pace a bit.
Copy.
Well, we should close that gap back up relatively quickly. I'm not going to push this time. Now we just need to pray for a safety car to give us any chance of a decent result. And the annoying thing is, you know, Hamilton's out, Leclerc's way down the order, Alonso's down the order. Yeah, we have the pace in Felipe's car. He qualified in P3 before he had his penalty. Yeah, he's got pace. No, it wasn't P3, was it? It was P4, I think. But he's got pace in the car. As Alonso bails out of his tyres. Smart decision, considering he was just stuck at the back there. I wonder. It's a bit crazy. I mean, I probably should have done this a little bit earlier, but that's actually only a second slower than the strategy we're currently on. Oh no, wait, it's a second slower than the original version of that strategy. It's 8 seconds slower. Yeah, that makes more sense. Alright, what's Alonso gone? He's gone to his hards, so Alonso is probably going to run to the end. He has gone on those tyres a little bit early. But I would have done the exact same in his situation if I was just stuck and not able to make a move. Now, at least we've got all the fuel saving out of the way. We don't have to worry about that at all now for the rest of the race. Or we shouldn't have to. We might still maybe need to do a touch, but I think we'll be alright. I mean, you look at the pace we've got in the car. We're lapping faster than Verstappen. That's how fast Felipe can go in clean air around this track. It's just, he can't keep it on the track. It's kind of important. Right, we have to go aggressive now and try and force these overtakes. No, I don't have 2 sets of softs. I've only got 1 new set. And you lose quite a lot of life on a qualifying run. So, yeah, softs aren't really a viable tyre for this circuit. If I was going to do a 2-stop, it would be soft. It would be hard, medium, medium. And I kind of missed the window to try and do that.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
There we go. That's the move done on Schumacher.
You're in a good place.
Let's have a look at Zhou.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved
And
up
that's
a
the move
place.
done on Zhou.
This is
Beautiful
good.
move
Come
on Magnussen.
You're doing a good job.
And there's the move on Stroll. Oh, Magnussen trying to sneak around the outside of us there. Side by side through the chicane. We've got the battery deployment to jump us ahead. And there we go. With 9.5 seconds to go
Good job.
to the back of Leclerc.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
We are flying. It's already 8.5 seconds. We're almost a second clear of Magnussen already. Schumacher boxes. Set a new fastest lap. A 1:36.3. That is very quick. Yeah, we're 8 seconds off Leclerc. We took a 1.5 off Leclerc in the space of a third of a lap. Maybe half a lap. We've broken the DRS to Magnussen as well. Right, can we finally use this pace? Ten laps till the pit stop. We've closed the gap in front by another almost a second. It was what, 8.1, 8.2 across the line. Hopefully Felipe's got it all out of his system now. He can just focus on driving fast. with no mistakes. We're only one place off the points, but it's not legitimate yet. Because there's a lot of cars in front that haven't stopped, a lot of cars behind that have. So we've got to be very wary of that. Tyres are in okay shape. We did push them hard earlier. That's why they're not as good as the cars we're chasing. We're into the area of tyre life where they really start to drop off now. Once they get below 60%, you start to see a big reduction in times creeping in. I suppose really it would be a big increase in time. But we're still lapping half a second faster than the cars we're chasing. So we're going to keep going. And we're lapping about a second faster than Magnussen as well. So we're opening up a nice little gap. Because he is also yet to pit. Norris has pitted. He's got past the two Williams cars now, and he'll be closing in on the back of Magnussen. And there he is. Just outside of the DRS at the moment. But he'll have him next lap. Still a 1:37.2, that's good. Keeping those lap times consistent. Yeah, the only two cars in front of us that are lapping faster than us, the Perez who has stopped and Russell who hasn't. And Russell did just edge us in qualifying. If we do get a late safety car, I will absolutely consider the gamble for the pit stop and the fresh tyres. Got to do something. Like I say, we've got such pace in the car. It's just been so inconsistent in the performance. Maybe that extra grip will help realise the true potential. I am looking forward to getting a set of mediums on. We're just starting to stall a little bit. Leclerc's pace is picking up slightly. think he's starting to get a distant slipstream from Bottas. Albon is about to drop out of range, so he should be a little easier to catch. If we can get ahead of Albon before the pit stops, I'll be happy with that. We've got 6 laps to go. And Leclerc has now dropped Albon. Alright, 5.2 seconds across the line. How quickly can we close down that AlphaTauri? While we're hunting him down, let's just have a look at the battle between the two leaders. Well, it's temporary leaders. Perez will retake the lead once these two pit. I wonder if either of these two are going to go from hards to softs. Right, gap is 4 seconds, just over 4 seconds as we cross the line. So we're about a second a lap faster now than Albon, 9/10. So we should be on him in a couple more laps. And these two have been scrapping all race long. Perez has just had that edge over Max by 2-3 tenths this weekend. And starting on the mediums against the hards, it's no surprising he broke away and drove off into the distance before the DRS kicked in. And he's just controlled the race. And there he is, just appearing in the background. This is going to be a dominant drive from Red Bull, but not the Red Bull you would expect. I think I'm going to bring Felipe in a lap early. 2 laps early. I'm going to box him on lap 30. Just starting to run out of grip. Tyres at 50% now. Norris is hunting him down. How much of a gap have I got? About 20 seconds to Alonso. I think I'm going to come out somewhere around Alonso. That's not ideal. We are still gaining on Albon, but yeah, that gap is definitely coming down at a smaller rate than it has been. Let's box for those mediums.
Box.
See if we can at least undercut Albon.
Yeah, copy box.
Maybe if we're lucky, we might even be able to undercut Leclerc and Bottas. As Russell does a nice little switcheroo on Verstappen there. There you see Leclerc and Bottas just going through the chicane. Verstappen boxes, which means we're probably going to see a flurry of activity from the rest of these chasing cars as well. Russell stays out another lap. Anyone else boxing? What about Sainz? I need Sainz to box this lap if it's going to be one of the Ferraris. And not Leclerc. No, Sainz stays out. No one else is boxing. Okay, so we are going to have an undercut lap.
Copy that.
Can we do anything with it? What kind of traffic are we going to come out in? That is the real question. Ferrari are out, so one of the drivers is coming in. AlphaTauri are coming out. That's probably for Albon. It's a good clean stop, 2.5 seconds. We're going to get caught behind this train of traffic, aren't we? Yeah. So we're out behind Alonso. That's what I was worried about, but we've got a bit of gap. There's a bit of a gap there, so it's not doom and gloom. We're not going to be stuck, unable to use the pace of these tyres on this lap. I don't think we're going to be able to jump Albon if he does box this lap, so hopefully it's Vettel, but I don't think it will be. Sainz boxes, so Leclerc stays out another lap, unless they decide to double stack. Russell has stayed out still. I wonder if Russell's going for soft tyres. Leclerc stays out. Albon pits. So I don't think we're going to get the undercut. I don't think we had enough time. We needed a complete lap, so we needed another tour, really, to get the undercut. We should come out very, very close, though. I mean, we've taken 2 seconds out of Alonso, who's now got ahead of Vettel. Albon leaving his box. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. Oh, we're going to do it. Wow. We just about pulled that off. I'm not quite sure how. Well, that was mighty. We gone from being 2 seconds behind to a second ahead. That was a fantastic outlap from Felipe. And now we've got to get through this traffic again. There's Russell finding boxes, so he is going mediums.
Use energy.
Okay.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
Come on, swing out. There we go. Need to punch through these guys quickly. That's been Felipe's prime hunting spot in this Grand Prix, that corner there. So many overtakes there.
This is good.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved
And we've got to
up
run
a
on
place.
Vettel here. And now a run on Zhou.
This is good.
As Leclerc boxes, have we done enough to undercut Leclerc?
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
I don't know. We did get held up. It's going to be close again. There is Leclerc. So we're right behind him. We've closed that gap down very nicely. And we will now be able to undercut Bottas. The question is, when's he going to pit? Bottas and Ricciardo still out there. Makes me think that they are going soft, as with Magnussen. Alonso's going to be vulnerable here. I'm still in driving clear air, aren't I? Yes, I am. Damn it. That was my chance to get the overtake. And I lost it. Stay tucked up in the slipstream. Get that battery charged up again. Try and leapfrog past Alonso on the start-finish straight and sprint onto the back of Leclerc. We've got more pace than Leclerc in a straight run. So we can then try and sit behind Leclerc and try and charge back up behind Leclerc and pull away from Alonso in the process. Need to make this move. I'll just fly past him. Look at that. Oof, he's gone.
Doing a good job.
DRS line is about halfway round this corner here. There it is. I don't think we were close enough. We weren't, but we were close enough to break Alonso. And we should get a slipstream here, which we are doing. So as long as we don't completely run out of battery before we get to the end of the lap, we should be able to hang on for DRS for the start of the next lap. Bottas and Ricciardo still haven't pitted. They've got to be going soft tyres. Got to be. They're going to be very fast at the end. I mean, they're doing 1:37.8 at the moment. We are nearly 2 seconds faster. But we have the DRS of Leclerc. So we're just going to sit here for a couple of laps. 1:34.9. That is fast. That's very fast. And that wasn't even a full lap of charge. That was mainly just a squirt at the start of the lap and then DRS across the line. So on a full lap of full battery deployment, we can go even faster if we can get the DRS as well. Magnussen is also going to be boxing for softs by the look of it. Ocon has already stopped, so Ocon's the target. Because I don't think Gasly, well, we're just going to steamroller past him. It's a straight fight between me and Leclerc at the moment for who will have the first chance to knock off Ocon. Magnussen will dive out of the way and then try and come back fast, but we are about a second and a lap faster than him, if not more. So that'll negate much of his soft tyre pace. And those tyres will fall off quickly as well. So points are still an option. They're still viable. May only be 1 point. But while Bottas and Ricciardo stay out there lapping slow, that helps us. Yeah, they're going to drop out the points as well, thinking about it. So we're going to get past Bottas, but he's going to be close behind us and he's going to be fast. Ricciardo's going to be even faster because he's further up. I'm not too worried about Bottas, but I am worried about Ricciardo. He is definitely going to be a threat to us in the closing laps.
Yeah,
just cool down those tyres a little bit. Ricciardo boxes. And so does Bottas. Okay, here we go. We should see Magnussen box this lap as well then. There's Ricciardo.
P9.
Aston Martin with
Bottas
a
down in
great lead
14th behind
there.
Albon.
Moved up a place.
And Magnussen did box, as well as Zhou. Zhou boxed as well. Ricardo's got brand new, and Bottas both got brand new softs. So Magnussen I wasn't worried about. Bottas I'm not overly concerned about. Ricciardo was going to be the threat. He's actually come out ahead of us and on brand new softs. That's going to make it very tricky to get past him. Even though we've got a faster car, he's got brand new softs. He's going to be blisteringly quick for the next few laps. As Ricciardo just swoops around Leclerc there, made that move look very easy. Straw boxing now. Leclerc is hanging on there, he's fighting back. And I think he's going to get the DRS off Ricciardo. He is. Can he throw it up the inside and retake the position into the chicane? He can, but I don't think he can hold it. This is actually working out great for us because we can just get our battery charged up while these two are fighting and stay comfortably in the DRS. I had hoped to look after the tyres a little bit. Oh wow, our tyres are in much worse shape than everybody else. That's not good. I'm going to have to cool those down. Well, as soon as we get our battery charged, I'm going to have to drop the tyre pace down. And this time, Ricciardo completes the move much more comfortably.
Energy's good.
Copy.
This is a race of what could have been. If Vesti had been able to keep his car out of Hamilton's on the opening lap, he could be up there with Verstappen right now. He could certainly be up there with Russell if he couldn't keep up with Verstappen. And if Felipe hadn't spun or locked up at the chicane and lost all that time and all those positions when we were running in 9th and he dropped all the way back down to 18th again, that would have been what, another 10-20 seconds up the road. If we say 15, split the difference, we'd be up with Ocon right now. Actually no, we'd be up with Norris and Sainz right now. So I'm going to sit back, I'm going to use Ricciardo's soft tyre pace to hopefully close that gap to Ocon and protect ours in the process. And then we'll try and pounce at the end. Because if we try and overtake Ricardo at this point, he's just going to keep trying to overtake us, and we're going to have to drive defensively. We're going to lose time battling when we should be just driving. And we're going to burn out our tyres a bit faster as well. So, given that we're already at a deficit to the cars we're chasing, we kind of need to just sit back. Protect the car. Wait for the opportunity and then strike. And staying tucked up in the slipstream like this will help us save that last little bit of fuel without having to do fuel saving, I hope. Let's have a look at lap times. So, yeah, we're lapping nearly half a second faster than Ocon. That seems to be the ceiling on where we can go. I don't know if we're going to close him down in time though. There's only 11 laps to go, including this one. We're not closing fast enough. Depends if Ocon's pace starts dropping off in the next lap or two, as his tyres burn out a bit more. A safety car right now would be glorious. Come in, throw on a set of brand new soft tyres and just go for it at the end. If worst comes to worst and we can't catch Ocon, which is looking a bit more increasingly likely, unfortunately, then at least I know I've got the pace to take both of these two in front, Leclerc and Ricciardo, so we can get 7th. That in itself is a big achievement given what we've been through today at this Grand Prix. It's not over yet. It's still have one little twist in the tail. Another spanner in the works. Djokovic has had 2 mistakes, a lock-up and a spin. Please tell me he's not going to go for the trifecta and collide with somebody. Yeah, so this fight that's going on in front of us between Ricciardo and Leclerc is exactly what I wanted to avoid by not pushing past Leclerc. Because we would just burn our tyres out. We'll let them scrap, wear their own tyres out. Got the gap down to 7 seconds to Ocon. It's not coming down fast enough. We're lapping 7 tenths of a second faster now, nearly 8 tenths of a second, but it's still not fast enough. We need a little bit of extra intervention. We need a lock-up or a run wide or a spin to get him in striking range. And I am just going to go ahead and save that last little bit of fuel now, just to be on the safe side.
Fuel.
Copy.
And just give me that little extra option if I need it at the end.
No saving required.
Copy.
Okay, just about fuel positive now. Okay, maybe we can catch Ocon. It's 5.7 laps, no, 5.7 seconds, 8 laps to go, including this one. Maybe we can actually do it.
We're good to push.
Copy.
I don't want to think too big. I don't want to start counting the points for 6th place when I haven't even got 8th yet.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
Push more.
Yes.
Good job.
Let's put ourselves at the front of this pack now. Try and take the initiative, see if we can hunt down Ocon. I don't want to burn out my battery chasing him down if I can't reach him, because if I can't reach him, I need that battery to defend against these two behind. Seven laps to go. 4.6 seconds. There he is. There is Ocon. And I think we've got enough pace without pushing to stay ahead of Ricciardo and Leclerc now. I think their tyres have come down enough. Yeah. I think we're going to be okay. So now it's just a question of how fast we can go without doing something stupid.
6 to go.
6 to go, 4 seconds. The gap, and we are a second a lap faster. It's on. As long as we don't get caught in this battle behind us.
Use energy.
Copy.
Come on, Felipe. Do this for me. Make up for the disaster that this Grand Prix has been. He should get a lot of overtake points at the end of this Grand Prix. He's been very busy fighting through the field. He's done it twice.
Five to go.
Yeah, copy.
Here comes Ricardo. It's going to be another tense finish. God, we always seem to finish on a really tense nail biter. Our tyres have definitely seen better days. Did I manage to break Ricardo there? Please tell me I did.
Four laps to go.
Yes, I did.
Save fuel.
Copy.
One 36.2s for Ocon. Our times are slightly inaccurate because we've been using little squirts of DRS and ERS here and there. But we are faster. I just don't know by how much. Need to get on him and then try and just charge for a lap so I can get past him without him getting past me again. Alright, there we go. That's the DRS. We've got 2 laps. So we've got a lap of charging and then a lap to overtake and stay ahead.
Be 3 to go.
Oh, no, 3 to go. I can't count. I honestly didn't think we were going to have enough pace to catch Ocon. His pace has really dropped off.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yep.
Push a bit more.
Okay.
This is definitely a race of what could have been. We've had moments in this race where we've been blisteringly quick. We just weren't able to really do anything with it, unfortunately. If I can get him on the DRS straight, that's good. If I can't, I've got him coming out of the chicane, I hope. Got two chances, basically, to nail this move. This is the first one. There we go. We're up to 6th.
You've done a good job.
And the battery boosted acceleration out of that corner is mighty.
They've moved up a place.
If you've got a slipstream as well, you can get a really good overtaking spot there. And we've broken the DRS, so 1 lap to go.
This will be the last lap.
Alright, bring it home. Perez wins the Grand Prix. Verstappen makes it a 1-2 for Red Bull as he crosses the line now. And Russell will get himself a podium. So that's good points for Mercedes. They are our new rivals. Ferrari just nowhere in terms of pace this weekend. We could easily have, beaten them on track if we hadn't had such a disaster of a race. It's what could have been. What could have been. And I am now a little nervous going into the next Grand Prix because it is a circuit where drivers do like to lock up and go into the wall. And our drivers have shown an increase in proclivity of doing that in the last 2 races.
Nice checkered flag.
But Felipe brings it home in 6th. That's 3 hard-earned points there. A fantastic recovery drive, considering we got him up to 9th after about 10 laps, and then he spun, locked up, dropped to the back, started closing back in, and then spun and lost more time. Yeah, it's been a shocker. But we still fought through for points. This is a hell of a car that we've got right now. just need our drivers to be that little bit more consistent. And they go from sublime to stupid in one race.
What an incredible outcome for Aston Martin's driver. Today, Aston Martin demonstrated that they can go very far indeed.
Absolutely. I imagine it'll be pats on the back all round, and deservedly so.
And after this result, the team is fourth in the constructor standings.
Next round, we're moving on to an exhilarating circuit. Formula One will be taking to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Exhilarating is not a word I would use to describe the Hungaroring. But there we go. Grid order for the top three. That's where they started. That's where they finished. Sainz got 3 places by way of the fact that Felipe wasn't there, and Hamilton wasn't there, and Vesti wasn't there. So he gains 3 places. Norris with a good drive, gaining 4 places. 14 places gained for Felipe there. A great race, just great pace. Just so erratic, unfortunately. And what could have been Freddie if he hadn't had that crash with Hamilton? I still don't even know how that crash caused him to retire. It didn't look that bad. It really didn't. But yeah, him and Hamilton both out, bizarrely, in that first sector incident. If he'd been at the front of the grid for the whole race, that could easily have been a podium. It could have been second place. I don't think we'd have had the pace to stay with Perez, but could have easily had the pace to stay with Verstappen, I think. Into the Drivers' Championship, Max loses a couple of points to Sergio, but it's still a big gap. It's still, 27 points? That's still a very big gap indeed. Leclerc loses even more ground. He's now 16 points off Perez after another disappointing race for him. Ferrari having a shocker of a season. Russell picking up 6 good points for him. That actually keeps him ahead of Sainz, who also got some decent points. No points for Freddie, unfortunately. No points for Lewis for the same reason. 3 points for Felipe, keeps him in 8th, but closes the gap to his teammate and to Lewis to just 2 points. And Ocon gets a couple of points as well. Norris jumps a place with his 4-point finish as well. Let's take a look at what that does to the constructors. Red Bull extend their already huge gap over Ferrari even more. They are now 70 points clear. That is getting pretty unassailable now. Mercedes and Ferrari tie on points, so no change in the gap there. Still 15 points. We are losing a little bit of ground to Mercedes, but yeah, we're only 12 points behind them. Yeah, we're within striking distance. As long as we can get both our cars to finish, then we've got a good chance of hunting them down. Alpine do pick up some points, but they can't close the gap to us. We do outscore them just. And McLaren edge further away from Alfa Romeo. It's all staying pretty much the same below that. No change for any of these teams here. A good race for Freddie. I don't know how it was a good race. He had one failed overtake, and that failed overtake was when he tried to overtake Hamilton. That was definitely what you would call a failed overtake. But yeah, he had a good weekend in terms of practice and quali, so he gets some decent points. Felipe goes into this race already having earned a point that I forgot to spend. I remember now, I was saying last night he'll have a point before the start of the next Grand Prix, and we completely forgot to check that. So big points earned for him. 21 overtakes, 3 defences, 9 failed overtakes, 1 failed defence. Some big points scored. And despite the drama, we didn't achieve all of our sponsors. We missed out on the fastest lap. How do we get the finish position? Was that just an incentive rather than a guarantee? It didn't break the streak either, the finish position streak. I don't know how it didn't break the finish position streak, because it should have done. I'm not going to complain. Keep that alive. So let's give Felipe that point. Let's work on his cornering. Get it up to 80. Felipe is very close to another point, but he won't get it until after the next Grand Prix. Felipe will get another point after the next Grand Prix as well. Staff-wise, no points to allocate there. Let's see, did we do any damage to Freddy's powertrain? So this is car 1. 81%, that's about where it was. ERS, that's about where it was. And gearbox is about where it was. So yeah, no real damage done to his powertrain, which is good. But he is going to have a 3-place penalty at Hungary, which is not good. We'll have to see the full ramifications of that next week, because tomorrow we're back with Williams as we start the second half of our third season with Williams, and we start doing our last to first challenge for the rest of the season. So that's where we're going to end tonight's Grand Prix. A bit of a strange one. A race that promised much and failed to deliver on that promise, but did still deliver some excitement and a great fight back from Felipe. Hopefully both our drivers will keep it on the tarmac and finish in the points in the next Grand Prix. We'll find that out on Tuesday. As I say, tomorrow we're back with Season 3's round 13 as we head to Spa-Francorchamps. And then Monday, when we return after the weekend, we will be continuing with Williams and heading to... It'll be round 14 tomorrow. And then round 15 will be Zandvoort on Monday. So that is it for tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.